While it took Five Nights at Freddy's a long time to receive an adaptation, the trailer for the highly anticipated movie proves that the creators have solved one major issue with the franchise. But before we discuss this major issue, and before Bonnie, Chica and Foxy all hunt me down and take my childlike spirit, I'd like to say hello guys and gals, I'm Nick, and welcome to Furthy's Feedback. So, based on the survival horror game released in 2014, Five Nights at Freddy's follows a nighttime security guard's attempt to evade the haunted animatronics that inhabit the abandoned environs of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. While Five Nights at Freddy's and its sequels were massively successful, it has taken almost a decade for the franchise to receive a movie adaptation. Part of the reason for this comes down to a problem with the protagonist. Although Five Nights at Freddy's human villain gained a perfect embodiment in horror icon Matthew Lillard, the movie's hero was more of an issue. Since Five Nights at Freddy's is a first-person horror game, the player never sees much of the protagonist. However, players can surmise that the protagonist is at least 18 years old since the POV character is old enough to work as a security guard. Despite this, the game was mainly huge among teens and tweens. This meant that Five Nights at Freddy's needed to either make its lead character unrealistically young or risk alienating the core demographic that the games appeal to. The Five Nights at Freddy's trailer revealed that the movie's creators came up with an ingenious compromise. To get around the original game's protagonist problem, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation has Josh Hutcherson's young security guard Mike Schmidt bring his daughter to work. While Hutcherson's Five Nights at Freddy's character is old enough to convincingly work as a security guard, the presence of his daughter means that the movie adaptation will have a relatable younger hero. If Five Nights at Freddy's only had a young preteen lead character, the movie would likely be expected to tone down its darker elements and appeal to children. In contrast, if Five Nights at Freddy's had cast Hutcherson alone, the video game adaptation would have needed to amp up its scares to ensure that adult viewers were worried about his survival. As it is, the heroine of Five Nights at Freddy's gives younger viewers something to root for, while the movie's hero allows the adaptation to get away with more mature horror content. The tone of Five Nights at Freddy's lands somewhere between the gory R-rated horror of Fear Street and the goofy PG-rated chills of Goosebumps. As such, it makes sense that the adaptation has split its perspective between two generations. Making the heroine of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie adaptation a child also makes the movie a more intense horror experience. With a kid in peril, the stakes are even higher than they are in the original game. Evil Dead Rise became the most extreme movie in the already intense series, not by adding more gore to the franchise formula, but by lowering the age of the movie's victims. Similarly, Five Nights at Freddy's can make the most of its creepy premise by threatening the life of Schmidt's young daughter. This is scarier than Schmidt himself facing off against the villains of Five Nights at Freddy alone, making the movie stronger. What do you guys think? Have they fixed the issue of the protagonist in Five Nights at Freddy's? And is having his daughter adding extra stakes to the film and making the audiences care more? Let me know below.